Hi. So for my first question to you is, how has been the whole experience of coming to Harvard? I mean, we saw the great reception you got yesterday at the Kennedy School. Your fans have come from places. I mean, I can't even name how far they've come from. Some of them told me that they were traveling for 8 hours just to be here with this snowstorm also. So how's been the whole experience so far?
Although I had this kind of overwhelming experience back in our country, but never out of America. Though I had an experience in England. Mm-hmm. First time in US, and it was quite an overwhelming experience. But somehow I do my job and never thought of this kind of the kind of law they shower on me. It's what always it perplexes me as what made them to give me so much of love and that kind of overwhelming emotion. It humbles me. It's quite a humbling experience.
Does it also pressurize you somehow? To perform like you have to
No. It doesn't pressurize me. The only thing is, I wish I could be more available to them. When they wanted, each one of them wanted to come nearer to me. They want to shower their love at a personal level. Somehow, in fact, I would like to extend my love to them. Mm-hmm. But because of the size of love, that love they shower on me, and it is very difficult to handle for the people around me. I mean, especially the security. So that's the reason why keeping them at a distance, that's what actually hurts me. But I don't have a choice.
You attended some of the panels and heard some of the keynote speakers as well. Any key takeaways from some of the panels or the speakers?
So especially for me, Subramaniam Kalki, the transgender issue, always it's a very painful thing for me. Especially that kind of transgender, it is, we are all accidental by I said, by our skin color, everything is an accident. It's as a randomness. So for them, they caught in between, and the kind of suffering they go through, always I empathize with them. Mm-hmm. And it is, I think it's very painful how society treats them. It really hurts me. And when I heard that yesterday, I felt first time as a party, I don't, maybe the governments are doing it, it's not that no one is doing it, but at the next level, I would like to, normally we have a wing for a women wing, we have a men's wing, mm-hmm. But first time I felt after hearing to Kalki Subramaniam, I felt I think to address their transgender woes, I think we should have a wing for transgenders. Mm-hmm. I don't know whether the rest of the parties had created or not. Definitely in future for gender from the Janasena part, I would like to create a transgender wing to address their issues.
Sure. And I mean, I want to take back to the things in Indian Parliament. Mr. Shashi Tharoor has been advocating for LGBT rights. He's also brought about bills. It's a fundamental right, but we still, their rights are not guaranteed in our country. So how do you feel about that?
Sexual preference, for me, it is an individual choice.
Yes.
But the problem is, because we also have to understand the mindset of the majority. At the same time, majority, what they express might not be right, but as we being a minority, how much we're going to go against them, sometimes it is a bit difficult to fight or to go against them. What I feel is one thing in the LGBT rights problem is, if it is someone's sexual preference, let it be. And why do you look for the acceptance of a society? But no one intervenes or no one troubles them as long it is that. I think they should be able to safeguard it. If their fundamental privacy is being what I would like to say is being challenged, then I think that's there we have to come into. But we can't force everyone to accept the situation.
So let's move on. Let's talk about the Janasena party. Why do you think there was a need to actually set up Janasena party, and what is the party's core ideology?
See, for me, there are in India, when I was growing up, even yesterday, I tried to explain somehow, I could not get time. Mm-hmm. See, I grew up in my pre-teens and my lowest, and it was more in late 70s and till early 90s. See, I got exposed to different kinds. Even part of communism was still quite active then, and capitalistic, democratic capitalism was there. And for me, in India is a very complex and very a different country. We don't know what to adopt because we are culturally very diversified situation is there for us, and yet we feel oneness as Indians. At the same time, we're so far away from each other. Even from every 100 kilometers, we don't accept the other culture. We have the problem. My feeling is, unless we feel united and we feel as that single pointedness, if we are together, the strength we can achieve is different. But constantly fighting within each other, and we have some kind of regional issues, we can have sub-regional issues, and constantly it hampers the growth. I feel, though we are united, cultural tolerance is missing in our country. Between what I wanted, maybe I would like to express later. What I would like to feel is, we don't mind accepting a Alliance franchise. We don't mind accepting a German cultural center like Max Muller. How come within our country we don't have a cultural centers of each of our languages? Always we feel away from each language. I don't belong to you. I don't speak your language. Somehow I don't know anything about the eastern part of India, Assam or Sikkim. Always it is like some troublesome issues only come back. But there must be a lot of cultural richness should be there, must be there, and there's a lot of great poetry must be there. I would like to get exposed to eastern part of India. I would like to get to western part of India, but where is the platform, government, the way they promote maximum, how Alliance franchise or others cultural centers are going? I think within India we have to promote our own cultural center to create that bonding between.
That's a very strong thought. That's a very strong thought. And do you think your fan base as a movie star will translate into votes going forward for the party? Since you have such a strong ideology that can only, you can only implement that once you're in power. So do you think you can use your fan base as a force to drive these change?
For me, that's a challenge. Yeah. I can't be overconfident. At the same time, I cannot say like they will never turn into no. They will, but provided it is a constant effort from my side, and which will take time. I don't know. As I said, when I entered into politics, I said I'm going to work for the nation for 25 years. So I'm not in a hurry, and at the same time, I want to be consistent. I want to keep on pushing it, and I want to first mold. I want to take the ideology I believe in slowly and step by step.
Sure. My next question is, you have so much similarities. As I speak to you, so much similarities in what I call the new center emerging in India, which is the Aam Aadmi Party. Ideology strikes a chord with them. Don't you think a party strong in North India, like Aam Aadmi Party, and your presence in Southern India can together be a joint force? And
we should. I feel. I say what I look at is the problem after Gandhiji, after Vinoba Bhave, after Jayaprakash Loknaik, Jayaprakash Narayan. See, the problem is in each of our state, if suppose northern leadership truly they identify South as part of India, but really they don't know at a personal level. Like, see, the Gandhiji had extensively traveled all over India to understand his own people.
Sure.
In the same way, for me, my advantage about northern India, rest of India, is me being an actor. Somehow I had, maybe I have a passion for to understand cultures. Inherently is there, not because of politics. So the way I bond with people of different regions and religions is comfortable for me. In the same way, I expect keeping the ideological part away. I want the northern leadership to connect to South India,
Sure.
which is truly missing.
Sure.
Though they have love, they want everything to good, but still I want them to connect personally, even because people will open up.
So we can't rule out an alliance with the Aam Aadmi Party going forward?
I don't mind actually.
Okay.
I don't mind.
Which is very heartening to
Because I personally feel like-minded people should come together.
Sure. Sure. And will you personally, contest elections in 2019?
Yes, I would like.
Okay. And that means that you will take away time from your acting career and contribute more time towards
Yeah,
public
that's
service.
that's what I'm trying.
That's great. That's really happening to know again. And what do you think about the current political climate in India with a right-wing nationalist government in power and demonetization happening? Elections are due in 5 major states as we talk. They're happening in India. So what is your assessment of the political climate in India?
For me, you see, the problem is when, including myself, I supported Sri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Prime Minister. We had seen him as though he came from the right wing, but people had seen him, the entire country had seen him, wanted a strong leadership who could inspire.
Sure.
We don't, because we are done with politicians, we need leaders who could inspire people to be the who can be guided. So that's how I had supported Sri Modi ji, but the way things are, because I want people should be prepared. Any kind of changes should be creating. I think first they have to communicate. Otherwise, for me, because I had seen the suffering in demonetization, it was quite painful for me. Maybe the intent was right, but the way they had approached the whole issue, it was quite disheartening.
Sure. So just one final comment. All of us have worked together for this conference. What is your message for the organizers? And in general, you also interacted with Professor Steve Jarding, you met faculty Henry Lee as well. What has been your assessment of the environment in Kennedy School, and what's your message for all of us?
For me, Harvard is quite an inspirational experience.
Sure.
And what is most beautiful thing is being here, the student community from India, I could see their earnest thing to give something back to our country. We want, actually, it's such a great platform to make the world understand what India is all about, what are its advantages and disadvantages, where it has to be corrected. There is so much of dialogue and the kind of people we are interacting. I think world will get a better exposure, will get a better experience, and we'll have a better idea. The world will have a great opening to interact with India on what basis. So this would be a nice platform, everyone to understand about India. Because not that everyone gets a chance go back to India and study, but this is a nice showcase, and I have to truly appreciate the Harvard students for creating this India conference. It is truly inspiring and amazing experience for me. I should thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for coming to Harvard India Conference. It was a pleasure having you here, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.